If you're listening right now to the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, we know something about you. We know that you're obsessed with Little House on the Prairie.
For more than half a century, Little House on the Prairie, the series and the books have been bright lights for people all over the world who seek out goodness, decency, and human connection.
Here on the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, we celebrate everything that made Little House so special.
The stories, the characters, the actors, and the messages that have made Little House iconic family television.
And a perfect counterpoint to a world that feels like it's going off the rails every day.
Where is Michael Landon when we need him most? I'm your host, Pamela Bob.
And I'm your prairie bitch, Allison Arngrim.
And I'm Dean Butler.
Our hashtag imaginary boyfriend. Join us for our loving, quirky, and often irreverent conversations about the finest family drama in the history of television.
And the imperfect people who made it that way.
In this third season, we are extremely grateful for the support of VisitSeeMeValley.com for their continuing sponsorship of Little House on the Prairie and the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast. Well, hello, Bonnetheads. This is Pamela Bob, your host, creator and star of Living on a Prairie and super fan. I'm here, as always, with our beloved prairie bitch, Allison Arngrim, and our hashtag imaginary boyfriend, Dean Butler. Hello, Prairie Peeps. How are you?
Well, you know, we're getting through. We're starting this off in a sort of an interesting way. So we work with a producer named Tony Sweet who records our episodes. He's in Peru today, so
Yes.
we're doing this ourselves. This may not be exactly as you normally see it.
We don't know what
So
we're
we're
doing.
just taking a shot at this. We hit
We'll be
go.
fine.
It says we're live. I don't know if we're really live or not. Here we go.
I mean, we're recording.
We're recording,
but
yes.
Who knows? This might be streaming for all we know.
Hi,
live.
everybody.
We have
Hi,
no
everybody.
idea.
So glad you're here.
We don't know how this works.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is an adventure
It's going to be a great
today.
episode.
So,
Great episode.
Allison, you've got sort of a, I mean, to the extent that you want to talk about it, you're dealing with a little thing this week.
Yeah, I get a little pinchy nerve sciatica
Okay.
thing.
Worst.
And I just said, why it is important to seek medical attention, actually go to the doctor, because I thought, that's a pulled muscle, is fine, and was doing all the right things. If it was just a pulled muscle, I was trying to stretch that thing out. I was putting ice on it. No, it's a nerve.
And
so
icing
heat.
it.
I know.
Icing it when
Oy.
heat is actually what it. Yeah, I was totally clueless, but I got an X-ray and they're like, no, nothing horrible is happening, but this is what's going on. And so now it's like, yes, don't do too much and stop doing that. In fact, leave it alone and put heat on it, and then you'll have physical therapy.
So it's sciatica you're dealing with.
It is technically, it is sciatica, and that
Sciatica.
I technically, I guess, have a mild case because I
Okay.
have friends who have had this before who have it way worse. I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess mine is probably a 3, and I have friends who have it like 9.
It's so
level 10,
painful.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like screaming, but I mean, I would say, Sunday I was kind of like when the pain actually stopped on Monday morning, like came way down. I was like, oh wow, that really hurt. I hadn't actually even realized how much it hurt until it stopped hurting. It's
Yeah.
like, why are you hitting yourself with a hammer? Because it feels
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good when it stops. It was like that kind of thing. So
Wow.
boy.
it's still funky, and so I'm babying it. And
But you're
trying not to-
surviving.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, but
very-
that's weird. I am the it's only a flesh wound, walk it off, Rasputin, 12 bullet holes and
You're
things.
tough-
It's like,
you're a tough
what?
lady.
What?
And,
Fine. What?
And Pamela, you
Yes.
sent a picture that we all saw of you sort of standing somewhere looking very, very cool next to Sting. Tell
Yes.
us about that.
Well, we just finished our run of the very quick 1-week run. We in 6 days we did 11 performances
Wow.
of a 3-hour
You did
Oh
11
my
show,
God.
performances in 6 days. Wait, how
including
does that work?
well, because it included
The
tech and then a
Right.
dress run and then
Sure.
rehearsal, which all happened in the same day. It's a 3-hour show. So,
so I'm sorry, you
it
were
was-
doing 2 a day. You were doing 2
so
days.
How many
Wednesday
shows
was
a day?
one performance a day, except Wednesdays was a 2-show day,
Got
and
it.
Saturday and Sunday were 2
You did
show
3
days.
days of 2 shows.
Yes,
of
and it's a
matinee and
3-hour show, and there was
Plus-
only like an hour and a half turnaround between shows.
God.
It was
And
insane.
plus, you were doing tech and rehearsal, so you had the full
Yeah,
tech,
yeah.
then you had the full
Yeah.
rehearsal, then you
Yes.
had the full thing,
Yes.
and then you did 1 show, then you did
Correct.
2 shows, and 1 show, 2 shows.
Absolutely.
So-
I
Are
am
you
crazy?
so
All right,
tired,
so
and I
you're
can't.
Lincoln-
I don't understand
how was
he
it?
did it.
How was it?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I mean, I'm still. First of all, I'm exhausted because it ended up being a lot more tiring than we thought it was going to. I mean, we were supposed to record a couple days ago, and I contacted you guys like, I need a break. I can't. Which, by the way, I didn't because I had a sick child, and like nothing worked out. There's no rest for the weary.
Yeah.
But so it was exhausting and it was a bit chaotic, but it was so magical. The entire experience was so magical. Going to work every day, it was like I was skipping to work despite the exhaustion.
Well, at
it
the
felt-
Metropolitan Opera.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
very
I mean,
much.
because listen,
We sting.
Broadway
We
feels
sting.
special, but the Met, like Lincoln Center, the Met with his your show's banner on the front of the
Yeah,
Metropolitan
that's
Opera,
awfully
like
cool.
it was on a level that was so beyond. It felt so special and so surreal being a part of it. And, you know, when you're on the stage, first of all, just the access we have being at the Met is incredible. Being on the stage is incredible. And, you know, when that applause hits, you know, it's 4,000 seats.
So it was full every performance.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And when that applause hits, it's like a wall of sound and energy just smacking you in the face. It's so overwhelming. And I will say, first of all, Shaggy was also in it, recording star Shaggy.
Shaggy.
The nicest person you could ever imagine.
Wait, Shaggy as in it wasn't me?
Yes, Shaggy, who's, by the way, brilliant actor. He was amazing. He and Sting are like best friends. They recorded an album together. They won a Grammy for their album together. They're close. They're really close. He was great in the show. The nicest, most gracious, humble, sweet human being ever. And Sting also, I don't get that starstruck. You know, I'll be starstruck, and then
You've been
if I
around a
happen,
lot of people, Pamela.
but what I'm saying is, like, I'll be starstruck, and then if I happen to meet the person, it sort of immediately goes from starstruck to, oh, they're just another human being, right? Like, it sort of grounds it. Mm-hmm. Not with Sting.
Oh.
Sting is on another freaking level. I have never encountered a celebrity where it had that energy around him. And not because he's doing anything. He also totally humble, grounded, gracious, grateful. He talked to all of us. He was very generous with us. He'd, you know, because half of the show we were singing off stage in mics, providing backup for the, you know, and he'd come backstage with us and sing with us. Like he was awesome. But he had an energy and an aura around him that I have never experienced with any other celebrity ever. That was sort of otherworldly.
Wow.
I don't know any other way to, and it wasn't just me, like everyone was like, every time he was around, it was just like, just a presence that you can't explain. And the fact that he wrote this entire piece also is just, which was brilliant. Just also made you realize what a genius the guy is. I mean, he really is. He's not just like a rock star. He's on a level that's insane.
For Sting.
Yeah.
Sting, I would be starstruck.
There was never a moment where we weren't together that I wasn't thinking in my head, oh my God, that's Sting. Ever. Not a single moment. Like, that never waned. Usually it wanes, you know, after a while, but this was on a level I've never experienced before. So
That's
anyway,
very cool.
I'm still sort of reeling from the whole thing. I'm definitely exhausted. It was thrilling and wonderful. Shout out to fan Melissa, who came to the show and met me with her husband after the show. Hi, Melissa. How are you? And no, it was great. It was great.
So,
great.
so everyone wasn't there just to see Sting.
Apparently not, which
Yes.
is shocking to
How
me.
cool
that
for you
something?
to be at the stage door of the
Well,
Met with a fan
and
waiting for you.
I mean, it was ridiculous, but yes, it was good because I was in, maybe 15 minutes worth of the show, and then the rest of the show we're backstage doing the singing from off stage.
So
but
when
it was
did you
very
come
sweet.
out of the stage door and go, "Pardon me, Sting, this one's for me"?
Well, I wasn't. It was after a matinee, and I wasn't planning on going out. I was having dinner inside the building. I wasn't leaving, but someone came down the hallway and said, "Pamela, someone's at the stage door waiting for you, a fan of yours." And I was like, "A fan? What are you talking about?" And she went, "I don't know. She mentioned something about Little House on the Prairie." And I went, "Oh, they've arrived. Here we go. Our super fans are so amazing."
That's
so
awesome.
It made me feel very special, but
Well,
it was silly.
Yeah, well, it's great, Pamela, and and speak. We should, Allison. We need to plug a few upcoming events. Our
Yes.
Little House on
Do
the
we
Prairie
ever?
cast reunion in Nashville, scheduled for September the 11th, 12th, and 13th of September. You can check out
asking
all
if
the
there will
details
be a
on that at Little House on the Prairie
podcast
cast reunions.com. That is in September. In July, it's going to be a Wilder weekend in Upper State New York. Pamela, I think
Upper
are you
State.
busy for
No,
the
I am going to be going to Music Theater of Wichita, July
That's
13th
right, okay.
to August 3rd. I'm doing Fiddler out there.
Oh
so
my
I'll
God,
be,
that's right. We talked about that. That's awesome.
I'll be there until August 3rd.
Working all the time.
Well-
What is the deal?
Girl, well, it's about time.
Allison
Yes.
and I are going back to the 1800s at the Almanzo Wilder Farm, which is one of the most beautiful locations in Laura's world. July 24th, 25th, and 26th. This is in Burke, New York. We're going to be there with our beautiful baby Rose, who is this beautiful statuesque woman now, Jennifer Donati,
Yes.
and that rascally Pearly Day Wilder Charles Bloom will be coming
Bad
in
boy.
from Manhattan to
Who
join
has
us
some
in the North
surprises.
Country.
He has some good stuff planned for you
Oh
guys.
my God, yeah,
while,
yeah,
while,
yeah.
while
No.
If you-
the fans are there.
If you folks haven't met Pearly Day, he's hilarious.
He's wonderful.
absolutely hilarious, and he's good. So wait, it's a bunch of Wilders and
Yeah,
then Nellie
it's a
Oleson.
Wilder
Like, why is Nellie
weekend
Oleson
and
there?
Nellie Oleson. What could be more perfect than that?
yeah.
Yeah,
Just to bring trouble.
yeah, no,
And then-
exactly. Lots of.
I'm going to Provincetown in August. What am I there at the Red Room there that first week of August, and then heading straight over to Ohio. I'm there with
you in
the-
Cincy.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you're
You
coming.
guys are
Then
busy.
you're coming.
Red Room
Yes,
in P-Town in August, and then I go to Ohio with you guys.
right, exactly. Well, it's just you and I there. So anyway, and if you want to come to Malone, it's Almanzo Wilder Farm. Let's see the web address. I just want to make sure I say this correctly. AlmanzoWilderFarm.com is the source for tickets to that event. If you have not been to the Wilder Farm, it's beautiful. Go see Allison P-Town if you're in that area. And we are together again in August on the 7th and 8th at the Little Village in the Big Woods in Sharonville, Ohio. One of the really beautiful historic parks, and we've done a lot of different historic
You've
parks.
been to this one. I have not.
It's beautiful. You're going to absolutely love it. I had a great experience there last year, but it's just this lovely immersive space that you go into, and it's leafy and lush green, and of course be prepared for humidity, but that's the world at that time of year. But really a beautiful location at the Heritage Village, the little village in the Big Woods, and we're going to be there in Sharonville. So you can search that. I'm sorry, I can't tell you the web address for that, but we'll get that for the show notes.
Yeah, you can get it to me. I'll put it in the show notes.
We need to get into this show. So
Yeah, we
the
do.
circus is coming to Walnut Grove today.
Woo, baby.
Pamela, take
this
us
one
to the title.
crushed me.
Great.
All right, guys.
Go
Well,
for it.
first from
Do it.
UBN Go and Prairie Partners and visit SeeMeValley.com and you, our patrons. This is the Little House on the Prairie 50th Anniversary Podcast. Ta-da! Okay, this episode, this episode, I needed recovery time after this episode
Really?
because it devastates me so much, and it always has. We'll get into it. Dean, what episode are we talking
Okay,
about?
so today we're talking about episode 5 of season 6. This is Annabelle. This was for me, this was like the third episode I appeared in the series.
Wow.
This This premiered on October 15th, 1979. The episode was shot by Haskell Bugs Boggs, who did a great job with this. I mean, so many shots needed. Written
Oh my God,
by
more
Del
crowd
Reisman,
scenes, your favorite.
Sorry?
I said more crowd scenes, your
Yeah,
favorite.
I mean, lots of crowd scenes. Written by Del Reisman, produced and directed by William F. Claxton. Bill did a great
Claxter.
job with this. Allison, what is Annabelle about?
Oh my God. This episode, this is intense. This one is a real trip. I mean, I don't think we've done anything quite like this on Little House. It's because it's like, oh, it's a circus, but it gets weird, and it's an incredible episode. So, indeed, it begins as a circus comedy and becomes one of Little House's most heartfelt lessons about shame, family, and acceptance. I mean, it's truly intense. When a traveling circus arrives in Walnut Grove, Nels Oleson is horrified to discover one of the featured performers, are you ready for this, is his estranged sister. Yes, Annabelle. Nels, this is a Nels heavy episode.
And
That's what
we
makes it
know
all
great.
And we
like,
know
whoa,
nothing
what
about
is
Nell's
happening?
past and background. Yes, this episode.
We never hear about his life. So ashamed of her size, it's the fat lady in the circus is his sister. Oh my God! So he's ashamed of her size, fearful what the town will think. He tries to keep the whole relationship hidden, only to discover the true burden he carries is actually his own embarrassment. Meanwhile, Laura has a circus of her own, as usual, to contend with. She learns that Almanzo is going to be escorting the decidedly snippy Kristy Norton to the big show. And
Where was this girl in Walnut
Where
Grove?
did she come from? And she's like worse than Nellie Olson. She's awful.
She's awful.
She is.
What did he see in
She's
her?
rude and unpleasant. She's nasty, entitled thing. That's what
I'm going to talk about Kristy Norton later, but
boy.
I mean, Wendy Shaw, who played this
It's Wendy
part,
Shaw.
was
Oh my God.
wonderful in this.
She's a huge
She did
star.
a great job.
Well, by the time he steps to the circus ring to introduce his sister, why do they make Nels be the ringmaster? I do not
Because
know why.
he's the
Even he
sponsor
says,
of the
"Why
show."
am I-" Yeah, why am I the ringmaster? You're the sponsor of the show.
Well,
now you're
there
the
was a
ringmaster.
lot of free labor going on with this circus. We will
Yeah,
get
did you
to that
notice
in a
that guy
second.
was quite the little con artist, what's the thing? And he learns that love is measured not by appearance, but by loyalty and acceptance. Indeed. In the end, Laura delivers a big kiss, and the story reminds us the judgments we make about others are often the biggest sideshow of all. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, I
Beneath
mean,
the circus,
the
humor,
beneath
teenage
the
jealousy.
circus, the humor, Laura's teenage
Everything.
jealousy. It's a story about seeing another person for who they truly are.
And it's really done well. And
It is
Harriet
really good.
Gibson as Annabelle. This is a performance
She's
like no other.
brilliant. I know, she's so brilliant. Oh my goodness. Okay, should we start from the top?
Yeah, no,
Let's
I mean,
do this thing.
because there are some really. I mean, okay, we've talked about Annabelle. We start right off with a trail, a sort of the impresario of the circus, the wonderful
yeah.
Ken Berry.
Yes.
Leading.
Ken freaking Berry, F Troop. Yes.
Well, after so many things, a
he's
great
done
song
so
and
many.
dance man, a tapper in his career. I always think of Ken Berry as sort of being this sort of hangdog character. I mean, that's sort of, he always plays this, at least what I've known of his career when he was working years ago, was always sort of sad. And of course, this clown he projects in the series, which we'll talk about, is a sad character.
Yeah.
But he's decidedly theatrical in this.
Yes.
I mean, he sort of turns it up, and he is the impresario. He is the ringmaster. He is.
It's
he's
a
the guy.
musical. The opening scene where this whole like Pied Piper thing.
Yeah,
of
it's
him
the gaggle
walking
of
down the
kids.
hill with kids. Did you go? Oh, we're doing the Music Man. What are we doing?
Yeah,
We're doing the
exactly.
Music Man.
Oh, we
I
got
thought
trouble.
it
We
was
got
the
terrible,
first
terrible
song.
trouble.
He was totally going. Well, now kids. I thought we're going to sing. We're going to sing. We're doing the Music Man. He's completely doing
sing.
Music Man. Thank you. Yeah.
He would have been, actually, when you think about that, Ken Berry.
He would have been a great-
I'm sure had
he would have been great.
opportunities to play Harold Hill.
He would have been a
terrific
great
He's
Harold
doing
Hill.
it in this episode. He's totally doing
Yeah.
it.
You're right, actually. You're right. He is. Okay, so
It's
the circus
pretty
is
okay.
coming to town. It's
Yeah.
his circus. He's Mr. London.
Yes, he's just
Or
London.
just London.
No first, no
No
last
Mr.
name. He's just London.
Now,
It's just
This
London.
episode is also terribly educational. The highfalutin words that Laura and Mrs. Olson, everyone does, because Laura, little tiny Laura, says, "Oh, London, England, or London, Ontario."
I know. I was like, girl, how do you know that? I didn't know that.
The real Laura Ingalls was very advanced in schools. We know she was very smart. So Miss Beadle was really
Maybe.
making things happen.
Yeah.
But there are several moments where some of the words that are used and expressions that are pulled, I'm like,
Didn't
well,
he say prodigy?
Progeny.
Oh, progeny.
Progeny.
Yes, progeny.
Yes. What is progeny? If it's about me, it's got to be bad. And Willie says. And
But literally,
no, it's
when he says, "What's progeny?" and she says, "It's issue," and I'm
which
like,
is another term that you don't normally hear.
I know it's the 1800s, but yeah, clearly the academic and literacy levels of this town are.
I'm so glad you noted that, because I wrote that down too, and I was like, maybe I won't say it. Maybe that's a little too snotty to say, but I am so glad you brought it up.
I was like, "What is happening?"
Yeah. So then, we go. So we know the circus is coming to town, and the kids are going to be volunteering, and we cut to the circus.
No, they get paid.
The circus parade.
Do they get paid a nickel, or I thought they just got paid a ticket?
Well, they got a ticket.
No, you get a nickel
And a ticket.
a ticket, which is
Okay.
actually a lot
Not
of money
bad.
back then. That is actually
Yes.
a really
Okay,
good
so it's
deal.
not
A nickel
all
and a
free
ticket
labor.
is
Because I was
good.
thinking, my God, this man has a scam going on. He goes from town to town, free child labor. Like,
they get put up,
fantastic.
they get fed, sponsorship, and then the kids, people working for free. Yep,
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
they were clowns for free. They had clowns
Yes.
for free.
Right. We'll talk about the
So
clowns
yeah,
later.
so okay, so we have seen London as London, and we start the parade with a close-up shot of a very sad clown, and if you're paying attention, you know that the sad clown is in fact London. No one else gets
No
it,
one else
of course,
knows that,
because
though.
that's the way
Yes.
this works. But the audience knows that the sad clown is London.
I wonder if the audience is supposed to know, or if they're supposed to be fooled too.
I
I
think
think
the
they're supposed
grown-ups
to know.
know and the kids don't right
Got
away.
it.
And
Okay.
then later when he does the reveal, it's
Yep.
like, oh, right. But I think some of the grown-ups are going, "It's the clown."
Right. Right.
Oh, I don't. Okay, not sure about that. If the
Yeah, I wonder-
just sort of have the
Maybe-
feeling the
maybe
audience
the
is
kids
supposed
don't
to know.
notice.
I mean, it's not too hard to
No.
realize it's him.
Yeah.
No.
I think
Very hard
probably-
for the children to realize it's
Ask your
him.
daughter, because maybe the kids don't know right away and are surprised
Right,
he's the
maybe.
clown. Because Laura's
Right.
surprised he's the clown. Maybe
Well,
the
she
children
comes
watch
later.
the
She comes into the tent and asks, "Where's the sad
No
clown?"
idea.
And London
Right.
is sort
Yeah.
of bobbing and weaving, and he disappears and he never speaks, and so we've got that going
Well,
on.
if people ask the clown, "Yeah, where's London?" The clown's like, "Oh, I don't know." Even everybody's asked
and the
it.
clown
Right.
doesn't speak. He would
He's
pantomime.
fooling everybody with this act. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
his clown pantomime is very, very good.
Right?
Very good with his physicality. Excellent.
Very
I was
was a
actually
very
wondering if
talented man.
someone. I was wondering if someone actually worked with him, or whether he is adept enough with his
I think
physicality
Ken-
to know what to do.
I think he could do.
I think
anything.
Ken Berry has huge
Yeah.
musical theater
Yeah.
training and was kicking ass.
Okay, and then it makes me think, these are the thoughts that go through my brain. Did they make him do this in the audition to make sure that whoever gets cast in this part knows how to physically move properly
Well, I'm sure
as a
that
clown?
Susan would have let him know that this was if in fact
Yeah.
even auditioned.
Yes,
maybe
right.
Susie
He
had
might have
some
just been
sense
asked.
that Ken did mime and had
Yeah.
all of that background.
Yeah.
and he
Because that
certainly-
really is
I
a
think
special
they-
skill, that clowning stuff.
Yeah, they sat around going, "Okay, who do we get? Oh my God, let's get Ken Berry."
Yeah.
And remember how everybody knows each other in this
Yes,
thing, and like
yes.
Michael and Johnny Cash and all these things. Hey, want to be on the show?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they may have written the thing for him.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, it
true.
sort of
He might have.
happened all the time. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they knew. I think they totally knew he could do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pantomime where his boss is drunk and asleep under a tree somewhere is sort of a
Hilarious.
is sort of a fun idea. And then we see over in the shot, Harriet looks up in the background and starts to laugh because she sees the fat lady and the circus, and Harriet, being as completely uncensored as she
Awful.
is,
Yes.
it's just like leaning into this.
Just spewing all
Yeah,
these
in French, by the way, interestingly.
But again, another $10,000 word. Avoirdupois! which it to have of the pounds. Now, avoirdupois actually was what they called like measuring devices and a system of measurement.
Oh.
Like 500 years ago.
Yeah.
But avoirdupois means fat now. But yes, she's going French on us with avoirdupois. I'm like,
She's
this
really
whole town,
so,
the whole
yeah.
town.
Yes.
Was
Yes.
it, now, was the episode where she taught French that
The
preceded this? Was
No, that's
No,
way
that's
later.
after.
Way
Okay.
later, and it was
Okay.
hysterical.
That's why she's
one of
Miss
the
Piggy.
funny moments.
She's
one of the
Miss
funniest
Piggy.
things, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so she does this. She does this moment, and Nels turns around, and this kicks off. I think what we have to say is one of Richard's absolute best performances in the life of the series.
1,000%.
Yes. Heartbreaking.
So Nels looks and sees the fat lady, and instantly his demeanor changes. We don't know why yet, but something is terribly wrong, and he's terribly upset. And let me say, the David Rose music, this edit with David Rose's music overlapping the circus music
Okay.
in this moment is so effective. It's like dystopian. It's like having to balance these two worlds of this fun circus energy mixed with all of a sudden this deep and
fearful
dark energy
anxiety.
that's happening at the same yes
Yeah.
and that edit is so smart and so effective. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but every time that music hit in this episode, instant tears immediately. And I think there's also something about seeing Nels in a vulnerable state and upset state. You know, there's something particularly devastating seeing that character in a dark place or a sad place. So the
And
combination
the rest
of that
family
music
were
on
all so terrible.
terrible
We're terrible to him. Nellie and Willie, we're all terrible. The three of us mock him, and it's like,
Yes.
And the fat lady
long-suffering
jokes are
Nels
just
finally has a moment where he's really nailed by the sight of
right
who we
that
come
we
to
don't
find
know
out
yet
is his sister.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so we get a series of scenes that will happen. The first one comes up after that. He goes up, he steps into the crowd, he comes back to the window, he looks out. I love Buzzy's pushes on him in
Yes.
this. You see
It's heartbreaking.
Richard held the screen so beautifully during these moments. It was really just an exceptional performance on his part.
It was.
So grounded in truth for him. In the bedroom, he is numb. You know, Harriet reminds him that the circus people are coming to the restaurant. He's got to get there. Nels has stomach trouble. It's just nerves. You're going to be a gracious host. And Harriet going right to where she always goes. Nels, there's money at stake. People are coming to town. They are spending. And we're seeing people in the store we haven't seen in a long, long time. You've got
She
to
said
be
there
there.
are 20 or 30
Yes.
people in town.
Yes, that we've
That's
never
a
we haven't
lot
seen in
of
a
people.
long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
That are buying
there's
things
a
at the
lot of the
mercantile.
great famous Catherine stuff of just trailing off as she's walking out the door.
Yes.
Yeah, lots of that.
There
in
is
this
lots of
episode.
that in this.
There is.
I love
well,
it so much.
she's constantly dismissing him, so he's clear. Something is clearly wrong, right? She walks into this bedroom. He's alone in the bedroom.
Yeah, in the dark.
in silence, in the dark.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And he said, "Oh, I'm having that stomach trouble." Like it's like what little boys do, right? Like my tummy hurts, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, nonsense." Well, and she just bulldozes over it. I mean, it's just like she doesn't even take into consideration maybe he's not feeling so good today.
No,
because
she's hearing
money
the money
is at
jingling
stake.
in her
yeah,
pocket.
Man.
Yeah.
She is a CEO, baby. I mean, think of what she would have been in present day time. Like,
Oh my God.
Holy
Well,
crap.
we can tell you what she was like in present day time.
I mean, her
We all know
character, her
people. We
character,
got them all.
her character in present day time
Yeah,
would
no,
have been
I totally
like,
get it. Totally. Yeah.
holy moly.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So we go to
right.
the restaurant and we meet another wonderful guest right away, along with Annabelle, Harriet Gibson, Owen, the midget in the circus, brings
Little
her in
person.
the
Little
wonderful
person.
Billy Barty.
We don't say
Now,
midget
Alison,
now.
you always have
Billy Barty.
information.
Because Billy Barty, oh my God. So I went down, I actually posted on Facebook the other day because I went down the Billy Barty rabbit hole of the internet. I knew he had this vast career in everything. And he was on Little House more than once.
He was.
He also was a huge activist. He founded Little People of America. He
No
objected to the
way.
midget. That's him. And in like, what year did he do that?
He was in the
50s.
Wizard of He had to have been in the Wizard of Oz.
No, he
No,
wasn't that old.
was the little boy in the Wizard of Oz? I mean,
No.
a little boy in the Wizard of Oz?
I don't think so.
No?
No,
Okay.
I can check. I don't think it was. But he founded an organization. I want to say like the 50s. I got you, Little People of America, because he objected to the term midget.
Sorry,
he
Billy.
said people living with
My bad.
dwarfism was like a thing, that these is a form of dwarfism. But he said we need to start getting dignity, because he saw so much of entertainment, even though he played those roles himself of various little elves and things. That it was all, everybody's a freaking leprechaun, and that we needed some dignity happening here. And he fought for dignity for people of short stature who had dwarfism or whatever condition. And so he founded Little People of America.
Wow.
And that's why he fought for these roles that, yes, you saw him absolutely play, he's the midget, but then you also saw these incredibly dignified roles of the compassion, the humanity of like, I am a man and this is my life and everything,
Right.
even though he's
Right.
3 feet.
Right.
Like, and that's Billy Barty, man. He was, Little People of America, because this was really ahead of its time. Little People of America, Little People of America.
Leave it to Allison to bring us the
nonprofit
facts.
Support, Little People of America is a nonprofit providing support and information. People of short stature and their families, and they're huge. They're huge, and they were founded in something like what year were they founded? Because that's the crazy part. Come on here. Were founded in 1957.
Oh, wow.
1957, a militant, outspoken advocacy group for people living with dwarfism, little people, for their dignity.
Wow.
Not a thing normally happened in 1957.
No.
That's Billy Barty.
No.
Man.
So what was so great about this is you have Annabelle, the large woman, and you have Owen, the little person. And of course, the circus is populated by people who are a little different, and so this is what this episode
Which
is
is
really
very
at its core, is
common
what
during
is
this
all
time
about.
too. Yeah,
Right.
those sideshow acts
Yes.
were
Yes.
huge,
It was
huge.
a big deal then.
Yeah.
Well, again, the other one is Billy Barty's on our show. He does things. He worked with Spike Jones Orchestra, as did Ruthie Foster,
No.
Ruthie House Mistress. Ruthie Foster was with Spike Jones and his orchestra years ago. And Billy Barty, there is a sequence, which I want to put on my Facebook because I said I went down this rabbit hole and then went, okay, now I've just left the planet. Billy Barty doing an impersonation of Liberace playing a typewriter. Doing the typewriter song.
Oh my
Seriously?
gosh.
And I mean doing a bang-up, good impersonation of Liberace. It's like one of the greatest Liberace tribute impressions ever. And it's Billy Barty as Liberace doing
And the typewriter song, which is epic
with
in
Spike
itself.
Jones and his orchestra. It is like, your eyes will bug out of your head.
Wow.
It is hilarious. It's like the greatest thing ever. And it's so good. I mean, he's dead on, like every mannerism.
Wow. Well,
Billy Barty. Billy Barty, man.
In this scene, we get the first note, so we know that Nels is bothered by the sight of
Yes.
her in the restaurant. Now we get the other side of that, and it's the first time that Annabelle sees him.
Right. And he's also sort of hiding out in the
totally.
kitchen. He does not want to be in the same room as her. And again, the audience doesn't know what it is yet, but we know something is very wrong.
Yeah.
And finally, he sort of has to go into the dining area where he sees Annabelle.
Yeah.
She sees him. She seems very happy and excited to see him, and he proceeds to ignore her.
Yeah, she's
completely.
holding out hope. Now, I also want to say Caroline, once again, showing how the Ingalls do the right thing, the Olsons do their... That's like Goofus and Gallant from Highlights.
Yep.
We've just shown Mrs. Olsen going, Ava oh, she's so fat. And then Laura, she's young, she doesn't know any better, goes
Loading
to make
the
this
plate.
ridiculously overloaded plate, because, well, she's the fat lady.
Yeah.
She eats a lot.
it's for
And,
the
makes
fat
her, and
lady.
Caroline goes, what are you doing? The main plate says, yeah, no, how about you make her a regular plate, and if she needs more, she
You
can
don't
come and
right.
get it. Like,
and she
what are
said
doing?
you don't think she would be embarrassed
And Caroline,
think
because
about it.
that's insulting. Don't take the lady the plate of food and make fun of her. Stop that. Because they're the Ingalls and
Right.
they have some sense.
I mean, what is so wild about this episode, and unfortunately, I think this is most likely the plight of many oversized people, is they are looked at as objects, as novelties, as things to be commented on, not as human beings, right? And the commentary about Annabelle by the Oleson family is so... It's as if they're talking about an object, right? Not about a living, breathing human being.
Right.
It's and I sadly think that's more common than not. I mean, hopefully in this day and age we've progressed a little bit more, and body positivity movement is thank hallelujah. But even so, I shudder to think that this is more real to life than we'd like to believe.
Yeah.
It's why there were sideshows. I mean, Billy Ware, people who were little people, people who had various things, I said bearded ladies, people who had any kind of physical difference or abnormality or condition or anything that was different, literally referred
conjoined
to as
twins,
freaks, and put on display in a circus.
Right.
And sometimes
often treated cruelly. Oftentimes treated very cruelly.
The weird part is sometimes, or in this episode, bonded. And the thing is, sometimes people who were different back then would seek out the circus because their own families were rejecting them. And
and it was the only source of income.
The circus.
And here we go.
They had no other option. It was their only source of income. Right. I will say what I appreciated about this episode, too, is that this was not a cruel circus. This was not a sideshow where people were treated badly. That you could tell that these people were a family. They really did support each other. They were kind to each other. London loved them. He respected them.
Yes.
This episode is so far ahead of its time.
It really is.
It's just like,
I want to say something here also about the value, the place of the Oleson family in the life of the series. This is another one of those episodes where this is reinforced. This is where Little House teaches these foundational lessons about how we treat people. And Michael absolutely unabashedly used the Oleson family to be the example of the person whose behavior, or the people whose behavior was not ideal. Right. And he did this. I mean, I love the line he gave. I love the way Catherine chose to play this.
She was so good.
Describes she eats like a starving elephant, as Harriet is shoving food in her mouth herself.
Yes, because Harriet's not.
Harriet isn't exactly starving.
Disgusting. Right. Yeah. Correct.
But comparatively, Catherine found the way to say the horrible thing and have it be a joke on her, which is her wonderful ability to do that.
She showed the ridiculousness, the foolishness of people who act like this, made fools of them. This is how stupid they look.
Yes.
And it was nothing is so instructive as a bad example. So I feel we were performing a public service.
No, and so Allison, I have to say, okay, Willie got some comments in on this. You were actually, Nellie was surprisingly decent in this episode.
I know.
I start out totally making fun of her because I'm with my mother and Willie, and we think this stuff's funny because we're idiots. But when
they really are.
Nellie and Willie, we are often sick of our mother, and also Nellie started to get a little older here, and she's kind of had it with Harriet and her stuff.
Interesting.
So seeing that, wait a minute, this is going against the grain, and it is his sister. Yeah, they're willing to totally turn and take Nell's side in this one, which I think is wonderfully cool.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that you see, is that they're actually sort of empathetic. They are
at the very end.
And we cut after Nels later in the episode admits what the issue is, because he's got this secret going all through the episode.
Oh, and it's
Annabelle,
so heavy. It's that heaviness encompassing him, that burden he's holding. I will say my thought about Nellie being sort of silent in this one was that I just thought especially the scene where you're all in the living room and Willie hands you a peppermint stick and you're sucking on the peppermint stick.
Sticks, yeah.
And you're just watching and observing your mother, and that's who you're learning from. I took it as, she's learning from the pro, baby. Like, you are taking it all. You didn't need to comment because you're learning from the master of how you then in turn act. That's how I interpreted Nellie not really being the one talking that much in this, is that she's watching, observing, and learning from her mother, unfortunately.
Sadly true.
Yeah.
Sadly true.
Yep.
Yes.
So we have that scene. Willie gives food to the man on stilts, which
It's
is
a fun episode.
Sort of
the
cute,
fun stuff in this episode is really
There's a
fun.
lot of cool stuff in the episode.
Yeah.
Then we cut to the sort of the circus tent area, and we see that all the circus family is worried and nervous and unhappy for Annabelle because she's obviously depressed and unhappy, and they engage in a really nice conversation. London leads everybody in, and they ultimately come to this place where Billy Barty's Owen character says, "Well, let's just leave. If he's not going to treat you well,
what's wrong with me?"
Right, because we find out, the audience finds out in this scene.
Yeah,
Annabelle
yes,
is the one
Annabelle
that says
fixes
it
her brother.
first.
Yeah.
Because they know something is wrong with her. She's become very depressed and upset.
And they rally around her.
Yes.
What's wrong with her size? What's wrong with me?
Right.
What's wrong with any of
Right.
us? And again, Billy Barty, the activist, speaking up.
Yep.
And in this one, London is like, yes, you're right. There's nothing wrong with any of you, and we're a family, and and you're like, okay, you get it's a very modern take, even for the 70s on this.
But it's this scene that she
like, we don't need this
discloses
crap. Yeah.
that she discloses to them and us, the viewers, that Nels is in fact her brother.
Right.
And he has completely ignored her while she has been here, and how painful that is. And they do say, "We're your family."
Yes.
Screw that. We're your
and we
family.
love you.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's the one to make other people happy. I mean, that's her persona, right? She's the big mama bear. She's famous for her hugs and making people laugh, and that's what she enjoys doing. That's her purpose in life. But even the person that makes all the other people laugh needs some love and respect and help, and
so at the end of the first act, we come back to the bedroom. Yet another scene. Nels is fitful. He can't sleep. He wants to get a glass of warm milk. He goes downstairs. He never gets the milk, but he sits down in the living room, and we see Nels he has a breakdown, and the act one ends with Nels sobbing over what he's experiencing.
Did you die?
When
I died.
As I watched this, I loved any actor would love the time that Richard gave himself to find this moment for himself.
Well, that part of the reason why this scene is spectacular is because there is zero dialogue. It is him, because he cannot sleep, because he is so burdened by this, comes downstairs, comes into the living room in the dark, and it is a long scene. It's not like a little 10-second snip. This is a scene, and all it is the beautiful, beautiful David Rose music, and Nels, who then finally has a breakdown. And again, I don't think we've ever seen Nels cry on this series before, and all of a sudden to see Nels Oleson completely break down like this is absolutely devastating to us.
Yeah.
Devastating.
I want to say something about Bill Claxton here. I mean, Bill was such a gentle, very gentle, thoughtful director. I just have this sense that Bill would have just absolutely stood back, knew he was dealing with someone who needed no help in this space,
to find it,
and gave him the room to have this moment.
Yes.
And it was,
what a moment.
Yeah, and I just think this is what Bill did so well with people who he knew could deliver something. He could shortcut somebody to it if they had to, but he knew he didn't have to shortcut Richard. Richard just delivered this like gold in this moment. It was great.
because I know you probably have the facts, Allison. Can we talk about the actress playing Annabelle?
Yes. So
Because she's brilliant. She's brilliant.
I'm shocked she did not work more than she did.
God.
But she was definitely super comfortable in her persona and such. She played an opera singer on Love American Style. It's a Love American Style episode with her. Margaret. She's just like, the stuff she did, she's worked like mad, but like for a brief period. And I know she retired or what happened.
Yeah.
But she's so good in this. She is so comfortable in her skin. She is so dignified. She is so, when she lays it out, like later in the scene at the blind school, which is like,
yes, that's a wonderful scene, which we're going to talk about.
The way she just does it, that she is so like, this is who I am. You know what it is? It reminded me of the movie The Greatest Showman. This is me. This is back in the 70s we're making this, and this is like the movie The Greatest Showman with the whole thing, this is me, and this is who I am, and we have dignity, and we are who we are, and everything. But we're doing this in the 70s, and she is so completely calm, cool, and collected. There's nothing about her. It's like, oh, I'm embarrassed that I'm the fat lady. And nada, zero, zilch. And as an actress, she clearly was doing that in other roles as well. And even though there's characters she played in other films where it's like lady in bakery who eats all the pastries.
Oh God!
But so she must have been thrilled to snatch up this role.
Totally.
Here. Yeah.
But she's so. This character is so multi-dimensional. What she brought to it is so layered. We get a sense of her history with her brother, which comes a little later in the episode. We get how she overcame. We get how she found this new family, and we found the joy that she finds in what she's able to provide her audiences. We see the despair. We see the confidence. We see the insecurity. Like, we see everything in just a look that she gives.
Harriet Gibson of Washington Township, Iowa. She was in the Lord of the Rings cartoon. She did voices in Lord of the Rings cartoon in 1978.
Oh my goodness.
What? Yeah, no, she kind of did a little of everything. She did a little of everything.
She's from Iowa? Why does she have a New York accent? And I always found it very funny that she's very New York in this episode. And I'm like, where did this come from? And what the heck is this accent?
Lord of the Rings. Oh, she was in The World's Greatest Lover with Gene Wilder, Love American Style, The Hoax. She was on Bewitched, The Red Skelton Hour. I mean, she did The Tonight Show.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I am assuming she's
no
longer here with us.
I
she
think
passed. She passed at 79 years old, just a few years after doing this performance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, let's tip our hat to this one, because she's brilliant.
Every moment.
Yeah. She's really special.
What we're seeing as we move forward here is just the escalation of her pain and Nels's pain.
Yes.
And the next place we really see that is at the blind school, because Harriet wants him to take something to the big top. He just can't face that. He has to go to the blind school.
He's trying to avoid her at every level.
Yeah. So he goes to the blind school to deliver, and there is Annabelle talking to the blind children, and this is a really interesting exchange that goes on.
He's doing a whole lecture, and I love that he goes there to get away from her, and ta-da! Of course, where is she? And she's doing a lecture for the blind kids, and she's like, I'm in the circus. Now, guess what I do? And they're like, well, are you the bearded lady? Like, no. And then she's like, go ahead and touch me. I'm the fat lady. Everybody touch me. And invites the kids to come up and grab her.
I know.
And says, am I squishy? Am I... Whoa, dude! I mean, wow.
I hesitate to bring this up because you.
Oh boy! Oh God! Lay it on us.
You've had your moments with Susan Goodspeed.
Well, Susan's a grown-up. Good. Listen, Susan was okay in this scene. I will give it to her. Okay. She's grown up a little. She was not saccharine, sugary. She was okay.
No. Okay, good. So, but she. What do I look like? You're wearing a spangled, daring outfit really short. Really short in the 1880s.
Oh,
really
Susan.
short. And you come in riding on an elephant's trunk.
So listen, Susan has a double life. This
Yeah, what's
clearly
Susan been
Susan's doing some stuff after school hours at the blind school
What
for
did-
her to
what did
even know any of this
Yeah.
stuff.
What did Susan know about all this before she wound
Susan's
up in
hit
blind
her
school?
teen years. She's
Yeah.
very curious now.
Yeah. But a
I know.
spangly, daring outfit, really short, which I thought was sort of interesting. And then Roscoe thinks that she gets into a box and a magician saws her in half. Then he also offers that she's a bearded lady. And then she
Yes.
admits who she is. She's the fat lady. Come up and, I love this, come up and feel me.
Come up and just encourages them
Yeah.
to grab her and talks about her fat, talks about, am I squeezing my heart? And encourages them. It's like, that was mind blowing. Like I said, this is 1979. We're doing this show. And she's so comfortable
very
and saying,
sweet.
yes,
I
this is
know.
who I am and this is normal and this is how I'm built. You're blind, so here, fetch me so you can experience what I appear.
And none of the children are making fun of her.
No.
None of them judge her.
No.
They're
No,
learning.
not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
What's interesting is I don't know that you could do this scene today.
I wonder, because I mean, this was shocking to happen in the 1870s and the 1970s, but it's so brave of her as an actress, and it's such a brave
really
thing
is.
that the fat lady would
Yeah.
do this
Yeah.
for these kids and
Yeah.
say, "Here, this is so you can get a picture of me in your mind. Come do
Right.
that. Someone do it." Yeah, I mean, you could do it today, and it would be absolutely. It would hit the news. It would be shocking. Wow, they had this scene where the fat lady. It would be a big freaking deal
Well,
if you
because-
did that.
No, it's so innocent, and it was it was.
She's a
I don't
human.
know if
she's
it
a
would have
human
made a
being, and
scandal.
She's sharing her
Yeah.
humanity with people.
I don't know if it would make a scandal today, only because in the context of what it is, which is
I just
these
don't
are
think
blind children.
people
There's
would
no
do that
other way.
scene. I just don't think
Well,
anyone
it's
would write that
interesting.
scene.
They might freak out, and then of course the other thing is in the 1870s, touching a lady.
Yeah, that's true.
But exceptions would be made because when you think about a lot of exceptions were made for the blind school. Most schools weren't really in the 1870s integrated with black
Right.
and white children
Right.
together. But what was the blind school? So blah. So would they say, well, it's a lady from the circus. It's not this. That's the thing. Society would have said, no, you can't have ladies going to school saying, touch me for education. But, oh, it's a fat lady from the circus. Because, again, she's not considered a person.
Right.
Yes.
And the blind children aren't even
Right.
considered people by most of
Right.
society at that point. So they're, interestingly, both groups that at that time would have been kind of written off.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have controlled or policed it because they thought it was a
They're
good
not
idea
really
because they
of
didn't care.
consequence anyway.
Which is
Right.
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
but that's how
You
things
are absolutely right. I didn't think about that aspect of it. Yeah, you're right.
So Nels, after when they see each other during the touching scene, Nels gets very uncomfortable and really
Right.
runs out of the blind school, jumps in his
No.
buckboard, drives away. Annabelle comes to the window, another window shot. This time it's Annabelle looking through the window as Nels drives away. So now we get the first moment of the B story in the episode where we cut to the
Yes.
Ingalls house and Pa is reading his book, seemingly asleep. Laura sewing. Now I'm not aware that we'd seen Laura sewing and certain before. Maybe yes, maybe I just don't know.
Mary was always the sewer.
Right, exactly.
Mary would
Mary
work
was
for
the
Miss Whipple
seamstress. She worked
in the
with Mrs.
Mani Petty
Whipple
Spa Emporium in her basement. Yes.
yeah. So here's Laura sewing, and Pa's asleep, and she wakes him up, and then they do a thing about cooking, and he's falling asleep because he ate such a big meal. So there's a little bit of a riff on being sort of full and big, and
Yeah.
how it puts you to sleep. And then they get into the thing about the dress there, and
Right.
and so Laura's sewing a dress for Kristy Norton.
And that's crazy because, just sewing is one, but she's making a dress for someone. Really?
Yeah.
Is she? at that level.
Where was Miss Whipple? Where was she?
Yes, where was Mrs.
Why was
Whipple?
Laura doing this job?
That's one of those servicing the story, moving the story forward with something that maybe totally couldn't possibly have actually happened. But okay.
And we establish right away that Kristy is not a terribly nice person.
Right, but Laura doesn't like.
Yeah, and she wishes it was someone nicer, and Pa wanting to be counterbalancing here. Okay. Kristy Norton seems like a nice, pretty girl to me. That's just it. She's perfect. Bet she doesn't sweat.
I love that. Yes, so is that. She doesn't sweat. She doesn't sweat. What?
So so they have this. They have this moment, and Albert comes down. He's tired. He's ready to go to bed. I don't know why he comes down the ladder to say he's pooped and going to bed, but okay, he does.
I guess to say good night to everyone.
No, of course. He's coming down to say
good night. Kisses. Yes.
Albert offers Laura his circus ticket because they've all been doing this nice work, and you can ask Almanzo to go with you. Ma looks sort of sideways. Oh, why are you bringing this up? And Laura's covering, boys think they know everything. Girls don't know nothing. Don't know anything. That's the truth. Good night.
This is a funny little banter down here.
Yeah.
But also, Albert, do better. Cringe. Not in front of the parents. Come on.
Right.
Not in front of the parents.
And then when she goes up and it's like, psst, psst, psst.
Yeah,
hey,
I want
here's
the ticket.
Deal. No, I totally want to go with the ticket. And he's like, wait, what? Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so this is got to keep a secret here. Right. And so he's like, great, take the ticket. I won't tell anyone. It's going to be great. They make a pact. She's like, wow, Albert's being supportive, trying to help me out with the boyfriend thing. And no sooner is she downstairs, he hangs over the railing and rats her out.
But now, interestingly, Ma reacts, but we never cut to Pa.
No, we don't.
We never cut to Pa. We don't know what his reaction is. I think we know, but we don't see it, which is an interesting choice that they didn't cut to Pa's reaction.
I always felt like it was a bit of a bummer that when Albert got on the show, when Albert was part of the family, he was then in the time where Laura was boy crazy for you, Dean, and not the child Laura that we all knew before. And I was like, oh, he's getting a different version of Laura. Like, he's getting the pubescent boy crazy, like angsty Laura, and not the little kid Laura who would have been just as feisty as he was.
Yeah.
Right, when they first meet in Winoka, that's the thing. He's the boy of the streets and the meet, and she is the feisty tomboy Laura. But then
but then it all changes.
I'm like, and she hits puberty, and it all goes to hell.
He got her in the puberty years, which is rough, kid.
Right.
Rough.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's embarrassed, but okay. So the next day, she goes to town. And we see her come down the hill. This is another one of those Little House moments where, it's one of those collapsible moments for time where you could have seen her at the top of the hill or you could have jumped her right into town. But no, they let her come down the hill, walk into town, consider what she's going to do. She looks across to the feed and seed, watches Almanzo working. She starts talking to herself.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so funny how she does the way that it's written, how she does it is so funny. But I want to ask you, Dean, watching this, I don't know when the last time you saw this episode. Has it been decades and decades?
Like
how
decades.
did it make you feel seeing like the lovelorn pining away at you from afar? How did that make you feel? Does it make you feel good or sweet?
It's very sweet. And this was early in this arc, and I think that, this was in a comfortable space for her. She's in this longing phase. She's not having to deliver anything yet.
Right.
So I think that she certainly understood. I mean, Melissa certainly understood or not necessarily flirtation, but being that crushing young girl. She totally got that.
Crushing at that age,
She understood all that, and she's been
did it
there
so well.
a lot.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
Well, it's funny because the scene where she's talking herself up, trying to ramp herself up, it's almost like a boy getting ready to ask a girl out.
Yes.
And again, thirsty women of Walnut Grove.
The thirsty
that she's
thirst.
going to, well, do you want to go? I'm going, wait, isn't this usually how like a boy talks of asking a girl out? She's doing all the pressure of asking someone out, which in the 1800s wasn't really, there was pressure on the girls and pressure on the boys, but usually not that way. Usually
Correct.
I think
boys
this
would
is
get
a very contemporary moment, and I think this is empowering for young girls who are, I mean, the two of you, I mean, I'm just imagining, at that age, you're seeing someone able, she's not having to hide, she's not having to be silent about this. She has her thought, she has the agency of her own thoughts and her wishes on this. I want to be honest with you. I can't be honest with you. I love you so much. Please go to the circus with me. And then
my
she slaps
gosh.
herself. I can't say that.
The slap is epic. I mean, she did this scene so well, and
Yeah.
it was written so sweetly, and honestly, it was so earnest. It was so honest. I mean, I think we all can relate to this scene. I think we've all had moments like this
Oh my
before.
God, yes. Oh my God, absolutely. I mean, I think of those early high school days and having a crush on a girl and sort of like, wanting to talk to her or lock her between classes and just can't do it.
Yep.
Can't do
sounding
it.
like an idiot and
Yep.
nothing comes out of your mouth that makes any sense.
Just embarrassing.
tough.
I think this gives voice to all of that angst that
Yeah.
everybody goes through. And this is really
Yes.
very humanizing. So, if you're a young guy watching this, you can say, oh, girls go through this too. We're not the only ones. It's like they don't have all the answers, because you always think the girls have all the answers.
That's so funny. Well, and in on the flip side, it's been really interesting for me having a son who's now a teenager, because seeing it coming from, because as a painfully insecure girl, I thought guys don't go through any of this, and now having a son, I'm like, oh wait, they totally do.
Yeah.
It's just they just present it differently on the surface than girls do, but oh my God, yes, they absolutely do have the same types of insecurities. And I mean, listen, I think the world is tougher on women and girls than it is on boys, but I really didn't realize it was that boys also go through the same very insecure things that girls go
Because
through.
you've got to be the one, the guy's got to be the one, at least the way that the construct of our culture is that girls wait and that young men have to step up.
That's right.
And
Be
ask.
a man. Be a man. Right, man
it's
up.
all the same silly rules that make it hard for girls make it really hard for boys.
That's
it's the
right.
same silly rules, and it's making their lives more difficult
Right.
too.
Right. Totally.
I think it's sort of,
Totally.
isn't it great? I mean, and so you're watching your son go through this now, and I mean, there isn't that a young girl can have a conversation with a boy. Now, I don't know that the young boy knows what to do with that, because
Sure.
I mean, here we were we were in an 8th grade graduation for our grandson.
Oh boy.
And so he's 14. How old
Yeah.
is
He's 16. He just
yeah,
turned
okay,
16.
so he's a little
Yeah.
older. 14, graduating from 8th grade. These girls are so far ahead.
Oh, by mile. They still are. I mean, that goes 14
are
through
so
16
far ahead.
is such a precarious time.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
you're a
Henry has
14-year-old
friends with
woman looking at
beards.
your classmate.
And then Henry is still like a little pipsqueak. It's like it's all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, and these girls are, these young girls are, they may not fully understand what's going on with them, but they get the packaging of it.
Yeah.
Because they're enculturated to get the packaging, the hair,
You're right.
the dress, the shoes, all of these things. And these guys, these 14-year-old guys are slumping in like they haven't got a
1000%.
clue what they're presenting.
they don't.
I remember going off to 7th grade from 6th grade. The change in the girls that I was going to school with in 6th grade, the summer between 6th and 7th grade, was a massive change. I feel like I'm completely lost here. I have no idea what happened to them, and why are we like? I'm just where I was 3 months ago. They're in a completely different space.
It is very true.
It's shocking.
Sometimes I'll see Henry around the kids that he goes to high school with, and I'm like, or even when he was in middle school, and be like, these are women. These are fully
they certainly
developed
look like women, but they're not. Of
course, they're not women, but they're like some of them. They are fully developed by 13, right?
Like full-on package right in front of them.
It's insane.
I was a late bloomer,
Me
but
too.
that's the thing with my friends. It was all over the map.
All over the place.
There would be those of us who kind of still, in like 6th grade, the yard monitor would tell me to go back to the 3rd graders yard. 3rd grade, they kept telling me to go to the kindergarten yard. By junior high, they were like, "Are you visiting an older brother or sister on campus?" It's like ridiculous. So they had people look like me, but there were people who were the same age, and these girls, they looked like they were 27, 28 years old with full makeup and hair and everything.
So
who are you?
We're getting off on a huge tangent.
On the tangent,
here.
I know.
So we have this encounter. Laura goes up to Almanzo and asks him, and he's got a date with a lady. He's got his tickets, and here comes the lady in the form of beautiful Wendy Shaw.
Wendy Shaw,
the prissy Miss Kristy that we hate.
I have to tell you, I was watching this, and I'm thinking, and of course, they cast someone perfect for this, because this absolutely puts Laura in the space that she's in,
which is out of the stratosphere.
Seeing this woman approaching, and a formidable woman. I have to tell you, at that stage in my life,
oh boy,
Kristy Norton was exactly what I was looking for.
Your type? Oh no!
Oh yeah. That package, I was looking for that package, and
she's
not personality. You mean just physically?
Oh no,
like
just
how
the
she
look.
The look.
The look was just like off the hook.
Yes, she was beautiful, but she was imperious and entitled.
Yes, impossible.
Snooty.
Totally unnecessarily rude to Laura to say this little girl has made her address.
Meanwhile, Dean's totally into her.
And it's like, seriously, lady, she made you just calm down and put on the dress. She's awful.
Yeah, no, she is totally awful, and it certainly makes the case that, again, in the service of the story, it puts Laura exactly where she needs to be devastated and looking for a solution. And
so how is she in real life, Dean? And did you ask her out?
Did you ask me?
No, Wendy was married.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Wendy was married.
Good. Wendy Shaw is fabulous credits. She's Francine on American Dad. She's the wife on American Dad.
No way.
Wendy Shaw, that's it. American Dad, Francine Smith, and then The Burbs, Family Guy, blah, 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 American Dad, Boom, Tampa. But she was on 6 Feet Under, my favorite show.
Who was she on 6 Feet Under?
She was, Gabriel, the boyfriend, Claire's boyfriend, Gabriel, the mother.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, she's in several episodes.
Yeah,
so she's been in like a bunch of my favorite things.
No, she's wonderful.
She's huge. She's amazing.
She's
in everything. She was in The Burbs and Inner Space, and she's just like a huge freaking star. She's like, we love her.
But
Okay.
it's like, boy.
Can we get her on the show? Can we get her on the show, please? Can we get Wendy Shaw on the show?
So when you see, when you're the guy, the 23-year-old guy, you see that walking towards you, and
you're in heaven.
That's like, wow.
So did you feel secure, or did you get all weird?
No.
Bubbly?
I felt totally like I was okay in the space, but she was really attractive. It's like Wendy was very attractive, and so it was not written to be like over the top infatuated, but clearly he was interested.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, how would you not
Even
be
though
interested in that?
Snooty.
But as we get into it farther, we find out
attractive
that
woman.
maybe you don't want to be. So this is not really who you're meant to be with, because she doesn't get circuses, and it's like
No,
which
she's no fun at all.
Well, and also, so in front of Laura, so she comes out, and here's your date for the circus, prissy little Miss Kristy, who then is horrible to Laura right in front of him. Just like, my dress better be ready by 5 p.m. tomorrow. And
Yes.
I mean, she's just awful.
Yeah, she's awful. So
and then
after
she said, I want to look
we need
lovely
to get
for
to an
you.
act break here and a little. I'm sorry, I'm always doing this to us because
all right.
we're into this we're over an hour now. So
All right, we're gonna get
so
quick
anyway,
to the
so
finish
Kristy, beats up on Laura about the dress. It'll be ready by 5. Hope the child finishes my dress. I do so want to
The
look
child.
lovely for you. Thirsty Kristy,
I mean,
very thirsty Kristy.
she thinks she's getting him a marriage proposal after this circus, is all I'm saying.
And Laura is bummed and dejected. Fade out. End of Act 2. Let's take a quick break.
We'll be right back with prissy Miss Kristy.
When you visit Simi Valley, California, you're stepping into the pages of history. Go from the pioneers to the presidents. Explore beautiful wildflowers, hike through iconic Hollywood locations, and end your day aboard the actual Air Force One at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and Museum. Throughout the summer, take the Little House 50th Anniversary Tour at Big Sky Movie Ranch. Less than 15 minutes from Los Angeles and 30 minutes from Universal Studios, Simi Valley has small-town charm with big-time history. Go to visitsimiValley.com for more information. We are so grateful to visitsimiValley.com for their commitment to presenting the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast.
So we know now that as we come back into this, we know that that Laura is really bummed, justifiably bummed by
Yes.
what she has seen, and she makes her pitch to get into the circus, and she has a little one-sided conversation with the sad clown.
Yes.
And she tells how she loves somebody and she can't
And this is
talk.
after Albert says, forget about him. He's too old for you.
Is that, oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. He does say that first. That's
She goes to
that's a
Albert
lovely
for-
scene, by the way,
Yes.
between the two of them. That's a really
Yes.
lovely scene.
He's very supportive, but
He's
he's
very.
like,
But
why?
he's like, what are you doing?
want with him?
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, and then she has a very
Then
sweet
she has the
scene
wonderful
with the
scene.
sad
Right.
mute
Yep.
clown who ends up not being mute at all because it's revealed, it's actually London who's
yes.
the sad clown.
Anybody who didn't know, the audience knew. But
The audience
okay,
knew.
but
And then it's their secret until, of course, Albert shows
Yeah.
up, has to butt in again.
Right.
So
I
now
know.
it's everybody's secret.
exactly. But I just think that's a wonderful thing. So she can take her mind off of her troubles, and she's going to be a clown. And
Yes,
and Albert
because
will be a
London is
clown.
very sweet to her, very sweet
Yes.
and very supportive, and she confides in him because she thinks, well, he can't speak, and he's a stranger. Who's he
right.
going to tell?
Right.
And then it ends up that, it's actually London, but he's totally on Team Laura and invites her to be a clown to make herself feel better, and also
And I think
free
that's
labor.
the thing with his empathy that, with him taking care of all the people in the sideshow, freak show thing,
Right.
and that he, with the silent clown, people probably come to him a lot.
Yeah.
And tell him that this may be a thing when they come into towns, that he is a guy who's like, okay, he sees people who maybe, do you want to come help with the circus, honey? Who maybe need a little help.
Right.
And that is his thing, that he comes and tries to help people and give them a little leg up kind of thing. It's like a pattern with him.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're in the Olsons'
Yeah.
living room, where Mrs. Olson is finishing
Jabbing
her
Nels,
tailoring, jabbing him accidentally, finishing the tailoring of his ringmaster suit outfit that he's wearing.
And I still don't get. Okay, London is supposed to should be the ringmaster, but they're just like, okay, there were people who'd be sponsoring it, like Nels is the Olsen, and would want to be ringmaster, but he
Yes.
doesn't want to be ringmaster. Why are they making him be ringmaster?
Well, we know why he doesn't want to be ringmaster, but Harriet and the children don't yet understand why he doesn't want to
And
be
he
ringmaster.
looks great in the ringmaster
He
costume.
really does.
God.
Richard Bull is totally made to wear the ringmaster
Yes.
costume. It's perfect for him.
Richard
He
just
totally
generally
knows.
wore clothes very well. I mean, he looked
Yes.
great
He was a
in his
costume dude.
costumes. He always looked great.
So he's saying how I shouldn't be the ringmaster. London should be the ringmaster. Ringmasters have to be funny, and they have to be loud and funny. And then Harriet, to sort of cheer him up, says, well, you can be loud and funny. You can tell some jokes.
You were funny
Talk
once.
about the fat lady. And then they proceed, the three of them, Harriet, Nellie, and Willie, proceed to do a riff on all these horrible fat jokes about
I believe
Annabelle.
I bring up a whale. A whale. You could say she's a whale.
Or when the elephant comes in, you
awful.
could say you thought it was Annabelle in a gray dress. I mean, and Nels has had it at that point, and that's when
Nels,
he's-
this is the shelf has broken officially now,
Yeah.
and Nels
Yeah.
throws off the jacket and he screams, "She is my sister," and they are shocked beyond.
yeah,
Because, oh my God.
Yeah. Well,
Harriet
at
is
first
horrible.
Harriet laughs because
Well,
she doesn't.
at first she doesn't
thinks
believe
it's-
it, right?
and
Yeah, she
then woof. Okay.
So
So
Nels
now-
storms, and he knows he has to confront
Make
this now.
amends,
So as
yeah.
we're advancing this, the plot is being moved forward here. So now there's finally going to be, we're going to finally understand something about where all of this comes from.
Yes.
So Nels goes to the circus, and Annabelle is conveniently close by, sees him come into the tent, and steps out, and they have a wonderful conversation. I'll let you two talk. Pamela, you and Allison want to talk about this conversation.
This was so intense.
This scene is super intense. I mean, first of all, she's like, "Yep, you don't want anyone to know. I won't tell anyone. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone." And he's like, "No, you can." And now we're getting some history about Nels that we have never known before. And basically she says, you literally would wake up earlier in the morning to get to school before they've even lit the stove to heat up the school.
Right.
Simply to avoid be seen walking to school with me. So now we've established this history has gone back into their entire childhoods of him being ashamed of her, of not wanting to be seen with her, which also seems very un-Nels-like. And also, I can also buy it. Because
As a little boy,
Yes.
he would want to do what was proper. And remember, I mean, what year is this? We're talking
Yeah,
18,
right.
And he'd be freaked out. But interesting, because now it's going. So he would leave early for school to not be seen with her. So who do we know who was involved in the show who would rush home from school early? So because his mother had put the laundry out and he didn't want people to know he was a bedwetter.
Yes, right.
Michael Landon made an entire movie about this, The Loneliest Runner.
oh
which was
my
great.
goodness.
He was a bedwetter and his mother would hang the sheets out, so he would race the bus home. He would run home, became such an athlete, to get there before
Lance
he-
Kerwin and Melissa Sue Anderson.
Oh my
Melissa Anderson,
goodness.
to get those sheets out of the window before his friends could see it, to avoid. So I don't know. Did that kind of sneak into the script? Did that maybe say? I think
It's
these
really
things happen.
interesting. Yeah.
That is interesting and also devastating. My goodness.
Yeah.
The kind
Jeez.
but that shame and embarrassment, hiding it from your friends, is a theme that Michael knew about and worked with.
Yes.
And so I'm like,
Oh,
"Wait a
that's
minute."
so interesting, Allison.
He goes off, and I wrote down because I was like crying during this scene because
This scene.
she said, "I have a place in this life."
Yeah.
What a thing to say. I have a place in this life. I was put on this planet for a purpose, maybe not an exalted purpose, but a purpose. And that if it's making people laugh, maybe that's not so bad.
Ugh. I know this scene was absolutely devastating.
No, it's wonderful, and I think one of the it's interesting if you're sort of drilling down on how Nels became Nels, and you wonder, with this moment that we discover with this. We always have known that Nels has great empathy for people.
Yes.
And there is a self-awareness in him that he was horrible to his sister.
Yes.
He doesn't speak of it, but
He also asks her forgiveness because he says, because of the way I treated you and
I
people
insulted
treated
you
you and
and
I
forced you out of
treated
the
you,
house and-
we forced you out of the house,
Yeah, yeah.
which she says, I wanted to get out of that house.
Get out
But
of there.
even so, he's carrying this with him.
And I think his embarrassment now, like when he was a kid, it was like, oh my God, my sister's the fat girl. I gotta like hide. I think his embarrassment as an adult, when we shame and not trying, is because he did that.
Correct.
Because he was horrible to her. And now he's like, oh my God, I was a schmuck. I was horrible to
horrible.
this girl,
Yeah.
and when I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
I'll say a little cop a little bit on myself here. My little sister was chubby as a little girl, and I called her Fats. I mean, I was horrible to my little sister.
Yeah.
I was embarrassed that she was this chubby thing. I was not nice to her. When I have said to her so many times, I'm so grateful that you'll actually, after the way I treated you as a little girl, that you'll actually still talk to me.
Oh, that's nice. Gosh.
And I am so embarrassed by the way I treat, and I have told her this many times. She ripped me at my 70th birthday party dinner. I mean, like, told these horrible stories about the way I treated her. And I'm sitting there with a room full of people listening to this toast that she's doing to me. And it was all true. And it was like, oh my God,
Gotcha.
You're telling this now in front of all of these people who, who know me and have it. Well, they knew how I treated her, but it was a very interesting sort of comeuppance moment. And this is Nell's moment. Like that.
Yeah. Well, things like that, even though she loves you and forgives you and understands, things like that stay with you for your entire life.
Yeah.
I was brutally bullied for my weight and my body.
Yeah.
No, but she loves you. It's okay. Listen,
No, I know she
the
loves
difference is the difference
She got you back.
is
She got you back.
and the difference is you made reparations. You were an upstanding guy in the end, right?
In
like
the
you
end,
made
I
reparations.
apologized, and
That's
yeah,
right.
I adore my sister, and I'm so grateful that she's in my life, and all of that,
But listen, kids suck. Kids,
Kids
are the
suck.
worst.
They're
And
awful.
that's why it's so important. And listen, they're going to do really crappy things, but it's so important. And shows like this are so important
Yes.
because parents and adults have to teach kids about empathy.
Yeah.
They're not going to learn it all
No,
on their
not
own.
on their own.
Some kids are more prone to being empathetic than others, but it does have to be taught.
Yes.
You do have to teach
This
it.
episode, like with Carolyn telling
That's-
Laura, no, don't put the food on
Yes.
the plate. What are you doing?
Yes.
It's these kind of episodes. Like, well, how would that make you feel? Do you
Right.
see how this lady is a very
Yes.
nice lady and people are being mean to her? Hello.
yeah,
But it really does have to be taught, which is also very fascinating that that's just like a human thing. Because hopefully when you grow up, that becomes something that you understand, but you have to be taught that when you're a kid.
what's the wonderful song from South Pacific that's all about this?
You've got to be taught.
Got to be carefully taught.
Got to be carefully taught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hate the right
it is
people.
all of that. So at the end of this
Well,
scene,
and that's why when you see Nellie watching Harriet say these horrific things, I'm going, oh, she's learning all of this. This is where she's learning all of this from. My
fortunately,
God, this is
Percival
horrific.
taught her all of this. So she
Exactly.
became-
Right.
Yeah. She was saved by Percival.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I also found it very interesting that at the end of this scene, Annabelle looks at Nels and goes, ugh, you're still so skinny.
Yeah.
You're so skinny. You're always so skinny. And then you go home to your family, and she
Yes,
leaves.
he
And
leaves,
that
and
is
that's the end
also
of the
like
act.
a oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rough.
But I mean, I love you. And she says, no, I want it out of that house too, because it probably was awful
Horrible.
for her neighbors, the parents. And like I said, the thing with the circus at that time, there were people who said, well, if I go to the circus, I'll be making a living. I'll be around people who won't judge me,
Yeah.
who will support me.
Right.
So maybe I should get out of here and go join the circus.
Yep.
Yeah. So and that's the end of Act 3, and we step into Act 4, and everything is coming together now. We're back in the little house in the morning. Laura holds up the dress for Ma. It's a beautiful dress.
Christy's dress.
Now,
Prissy Christy.
something occurred to me so she holds up the dress, but Ma sees that the skirt is not finished.
It's just basted.
It's just basted, and Ma can't stick around to make sure it gets sort of help her fix it. So this is on Laura. Laura has a plan.
She sure does, cinnamon chicken. I mean, it's cinnamon chicken all over again.
And so imagine
Yeah.
here you've got this kind of a scene. Like, this is just one episode or 2 episodes that separates the end of Back to School Part 1, where she's going to wreck this with cayenne pepper. And now she's going to, so she wrecked Nellie. Now she's going to wreck Kristy.
Because she wants her man.
Yeah, boy.
She wants her man.
Laura's a stalker. Laura is stalking Almanzo and running off his girlfriend. She is a stalker. She's doing crazy, vengeful stuff.
She is doing crazy,
funny,
vengeful stuff.
And it didn't occur to me. I thought, because I remembered that the dress was going to come off. I had forgotten about the scene where the skirt was basted, and then I really didn't remember that Laura did nothing about that.
Oh yeah, no, it's all planned.
But she
all planned.
And as she goes to see Kristy at 5 minutes after 5, Laura's completely sabotaging herself here, but she's going to get payback. So she's late.
She's 5 minutes late.
She's going to cut the money in half, and Laura, with some act of conscience, is going to say, "No, I was wrong. I was late. You don't owe me anything."
Because she knows she's going to totally get her later.
She
so she's
sure
like, "Oh no,
does.
this one's on me, babe."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Smart.
No
Smart.
problem.
Do not take that money, girl.
Yeah.
She knows.
Yeah, because then you really are doing something. So and she turns as she's going out the door. Have a wonderful time tonight.
That was kind of creepy. That was actually a little creepy.
Evil.
Yeah. Really, really, really. I mean, it's a terrific little sequence that builds into this wonderful moment that we're going to see. So, all right. So have a wonderful time. She's off. Kristy's going to have her dress. I'm surprised that she doesn't see that the dress is only basted before she puts it on.
Well,
but okay, that's plot. And Nels is back to the Olesons. Nels is lost in thought. You have to have more spirit tonight, Harriet says. I will. Think of it this way. It'll all be over tonight. She'll be on her way. Nobody knows. And of course, this is so classic Harriet. She turns it on the person who's being victimized here. She should be ashamed of herself for looking that way.
I mean, it is so brutal. But you know what? I think many, many, many people feel this way.
Oh, no,
They do.
I totally get it.
I mean,
this is a choice you've made. You've chosen to look like this.
You did this on purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
rough. So
And
she's
no
all in of
self-control
keeping.
and you're lazy.
Yeah, and she's like, this is a secret. This secret will not leave this house.
Right.
No one is going to know about this. That's the plan.
And Nels admits, she should be ashamed of herself. Nels says, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed for the way I treated. So we know that there's no doubt in our minds that Nels gets it. What we don't know is how he's going to resolve it.
That's right.
But we know good Nels is totally in touch with the horrible mistakes he made in his life. And he's just trying to figure it out now. Harriet says, come along, our public awaits. And Nels follows, and cut to, now we're in this set piece of the circus, which is just like massive amounts of film being shot. Something I remember distinctly about this. So, Allison, we all did this. We all flew to Tucson.
Why?
To shoot the interior of the tent on the sound stage at Old Tucson, which had to be 150 degrees.
But why was it
this
there?
happened a lot. There was a fight scene that we flew to Tucson to go so we could sit in the tent and fry. I don't know what that was about.
Why was it there
so
and
hot
not
in that bloody tent? Was it that
in LA?
I mean, we could have put up a tent in the sound stage at MGM. We could have put up a tent in See for Christ's sake. I don't know why.
I think this was one of those things where there's Kent boarded these shows, and there was something else happening during a week on the ground in Old Tucson that was going to be next, that had to be shot, and he built into this. And maybe the soundstage space in Old Tucson was maybe less expensive than doing, although you have to fly everybody.
Except you have to fly everyone.
Them there. It's crazy.
Yeah, I wonder what that decision
and
was.
all these scenes were in a tent. It's hot.
My God, it was a blast furnace.
It's hot.
It was a blast
and
furnace
you
in
can
that
see how
tent.
hot it is. Ridiculous.
I looked over and I looked in the scene, and here's Allison with a wool coat on and the the wool bonnet,
The
and
wig.
Everyone's bundled up like it's, I don't know, like it's November or something, and it is. Well, it's October 15th, so fall is coming to America at that
But
point.
October's hot in the
But
West
in
here
Tucson,
Arizona,
it is a
California.
blast furnace, and oh
Yeah,
my
and
god!
then with lights. Remember, we're shooting with like old 10Ks. It's not digital. It's the hot lights. So we got the hot lights. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would have.
So
I wouldn't
that's
have
the
made
big
it.
thing that I remember about this is the condition. You know, we don't, as we're watching these things, we don't often or always think about the conditions, but this is one I really remember as being just absolutely crazy, insane hot.
Now, I liked it because we actually got to see a bit of circus, the way they shot it. Because I said with football games, they shoot the game and then they shoot you in the stands. Going,
Right.
Yay. It's because they dot a lot with the circus in front of us. We actually got to
You got to
look
watch
at
it.
something.
Yeah.
Yay. So there was like a little less boring. I also did enjoy this episode because, well, you had Kristy there. Some of those young men who were acrobats and tightrope walkers and jugglers were mighty cute, and I did chat with several of them.
And you
So
got
I
to see
would-
the animals actually doing tricks and stuff like
Yes, I
that.
got to
Yeah,
hold it.
the elephant, the baby elephant.
And they were, if you go through the casting, there's all these incredible stunt people and these people.
One
with
of the
different little
premier
circus.
circus performers of his era, Bob Yerkes, was one of the acrobats. This is a guy who
Yeah.
did all the training on Circus of the Stars of people who did
Boom.
trapeze acts and trampoline acts and acrobatic acts.
We had a real circus.
Bob Yerkes was the guy. And
So we had an actual, real, honest to God circus with circus performers actually doing stuff.
yeah, there were
That made it
actual acts there doing this
Yeah.
in old Tucson for us. I'm thinking it was probably July, because this was episode 4. We started at the end of, I gotta believe it was July, going off to old Tucson, absolutely insanely hot. Nels starts to introduce the acrobats, and we get the first taste of the clowns, of the little clowns who come running in with
ongoing
their
gag.
confetti in a bucket.
Yes.
And who did they throw the first bucket on?
Always
Don't remember.
The blind kids. I know they did a thing on the blind kids, and they're telling.
Oh, they
them,
did do
"Oh,
with some of the
yeah."
blind kids, but they
Okay.
did someone else too.
So there were 3 buckets. There were 2
yes.
confetti buckets. I don't remember who the first was on. I wasn't paying.
Charles and Caroline. There was confetti there, and she's
And then
showing
Nels
Grace.
gets the second
Poor
one.
Grace.
Right.
Yep.
And then we're intercutting with, we can see right away that Kristy, who has got her beautiful dress on, is completely like not interested in being at the circus at all. She's really interested in looking beautiful, looking all, she's got all that going,
Yep.
which initially is sort of cool because she's beautiful, and that's sort of great to look at
she's
that.
awful.
But she's so snooty.
But then, yes, she gets a
She's
little.
so above this. Yes. And then there's Almanzo, who's just like a little kid in a candy store. He
just
loves him the
loving
circus.
everything.
You know what? I have to say, this scene, I was like, oh, he really does belong with Laura. Because you were so childlike in your wonder of this circus that I thought, yes, Laura's the girl for him.
Yes.
Kristy is
and
way
even-
too sophisticated
Yeah.
for you.
Nellie really like it. What we're going on about the bucket. Mrs. Olson has it like, what, and see your father doused? Was another line.
Right.
It's like, what?
Yeah, no, Willie has as we go through this.
Yeah, Willie.
Yeah, so
Willie
Willie
loves
has
it.
this.
Willie's like,
really,
I wish
some-
there was
a great
actual water
line.
in that bucket.
People
Why is
don't
there not
understand
water?
what funny really is when, when she says it, wish it were really water, and then he comments
Yeah.
on that, and she's
People
appalled.
don't know it's fun.
I mean, that
And
was done so
Jonathan
well.
is another standout in this episode. I have to say, physically, he's doing stuff, hanging posters. He's just the way he moves. Like there's one thing he hung a poster at the
Yeah.
hotel, and then he like staggered backwards. Like his physicality throughout this episode. He never never breaks character. He's got a thing going on physically through this episode that's hysterical. That he is working. It's just he's doing things. Jonathan's one of those people, fully alive in every scene, whether
Yeah.
he's supposedly doing
Totally.
anything or not. It's
Totally. I think
mind-blowing.
he was terrific.
Yeah.
Always terrific. And, yeah. So then we see the yes.
Well, we see lots of acts. We see the strong man.
Yeah, all the
and
strong
then
man. Yes.
the little clown. Like
with
we're
Billy
seeing all
Boyd taking
the we're
the
seeing
weights
all
away.
the acts, and the
Loved it,
townspeople
love it,
are like,
love it.
"This is
Very
the
silly.
best day ever," except for
And it's like the
Kristy,
simplest
who
little
hates
circus.
life.
Except for
Like one guy
Kristy
and I
and
were.
the Turnbaugh twins, and I'm not sure whether it was Brenda or Wendy, just beside herself in
It's the clowns. It's
with-
the clowns.
you think it was the
Clowns are
clowns?
Scary
terrifying.
clowns. Scary clowns.
Got it.
Listen, like the majority of the population are terrified by clowns. I don't understand why. I don't understand how clowns became like the thing that people think makes people happy, because most people are terribly frightened by clowns. And these
I love
poor
clowns.
twins, these poor little toddlers are clearly
flipped out.
terrified of
Yeah.
the clowns.
Yeah. And now they
And no
didn't-
one swoops them up. They're just going like, "No, look, they're funny." No, they're not. They're
And I-
terrifying creatures that will come in the night and take me away.
And there was, interestingly, because they could have made the decision to play that up more, but all the audio was stripped out of that. You never hear her crying. She is one of the girls, Brenda
Just
or
holding
Wendy,
the balloon.
completely beside herself, looking
Well,
at
if
what
you
they're
wake
looking
a kid up from a nap and you take him in the thing, and then
Oh,
that
it's
tent
hotter
was
than
hot,
hell.
and all those people, she's just going, "Why am I
Oh,
in a
the
hot
poor
tent? And
baby.
Too many people yelling
With these
Why am
scary
I here?"
creatures trying to make me laugh, but they're really terrifying. Oh my gosh. Yes, I felt so bad for them. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
no, they just I mean, what a great thing, because what a real thing. I mean, this is like,
Yeah.
you would absolutely, a
Baby's
kid
doing
would be having a meltdown in that situation.
I feel like Baby Grace had a lot of these kind of really real moments on the show.
I think they
that
were
they
both
kept, that Michael
lovely.
Lennon kept. You know, like they
And
worked
to be
with
fair,
it.
When they shot that would have been only so many minutes, because they would have done it all in one
Yes.
thing. If we're crying, like, let's get, and so it would have been, because also you can only have them under the hot
Yeah.
lights for so long.
Right.
They get a time limit, so they would just shoot all of that of her going,
And recut,
and poor
recut, yeah.
Caroline going, and then cut, and then it's like out of that tent she went and
Right.
got like a popsicle.
Yes, she
So,
was okay,
Yeah,
everybody.
she
she
wasn't
was
suffering
okay.
for a long period of time, everybody. It was,
Yeah.
You're right. Allison's absolutely right. It was probably no more than 2 or 3 minutes total.
Yeah. And then they edit in.
Yeah.
She's not there. That long sequence, we're all in that tent. She's not there. They shot her crying, and then she left.
And
she
they
made
kept,
a
I
wonderful-
love that they kept it. She made the cut, though. They
No,
kept
totally.
it.
Well,
But it was-
it's
no,
such a
because
real
it was
moment.
fabulous. It worked.
Terrific.
Yeah, very real.
Yeah.
Okay, so the clowns are doing their shtick. The water gag is happening. 1 bucket confetti, 2 bucket confetti,
We see
3rd
where it's
bucket.
going. We know where it's going.
Yeah.
It's actual water, and
Yeah.
who does it get dumped on?
Yes.
Prissy
to
Miss
Chrissy
Christie.
who looked fantastic getting soaked, and
Dean, like she's still
I know.
gorgeous.
And
Dean's
you
the
know,
thirsty
then
one
the
now.
breath falls off, even better, and it just she was just awesome. It was just
Right, so the skirt
perfect.
plan works.
Just perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, because the skirt comes all the way off. The woman is in her blue. I mean, I
in-
will have
in-
to say,
yes,
I was
in her
like,
bloomers.
in 1870, whatever,
Totally.
a woman is standing
Scandal.
in public just in her bloomers as her skirt.
And
That
and
is
Pa's narrating the moment for Mary, who doesn't understand.
sure
what's
is
happening.
because all the blind
Yes, yes.
people are there.
Right.
Oh,
They're telling them what's
boy.
happening.
And
Oh,
he thinks it's funny
Yeah.
too. I'm like,
Yes.
well, she was rude enough
She
to
was
people
really
that I guess
rude.
she'd cut a swath through the town. She'd probably been awful to everyone.
Yes.
And
Yes.
guess who the
Even though she
clown
a nice young
was?
woman, but
Yes.
yes, she had her
And-
moments, and this was one of
And
them.
guess who the clown was who threw that bucket of water? It's
surprise.
actually Laura Ingalls, that
Yes.
shiesty
Well, we're going to find
little.
that out in just a second, because then she takes the moment and plants a really, pretty big
Smackaroonie.
kiss. On,
I know.
on
So
Almanzo.
that was her first kiss,
Stalker.
dude. That was the first kiss.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
She's a
yeah,
stalker.
Right.
That
No.
was a
Interesting.
stalker.
Was it on the cheek?
No.
See,
Oh,
that was
no,
the
no.
first kiss.
Full on the mouth. Yeah.
That was the
Stalker.
first kiss. I mean, it wasn't
But
like
she was
supposed
anonymous,
to be a
so it's not
romantic
really her
kiss.
first kiss.
Right.
But yeah.
Right.
right. She was in clown makeup.
And-
so
and she
Well,
was
let's put it
fearless
this way.
doing
That
it,
kiss
too.
was longer than the Sweet 16 kiss.
Totally.
By far.
Yeah.
By seconds.
Yeah. Well, maybe a second, but it was
A second, but even
it
so.
was, but it had a great deal of intention on it.
Yes,
You know, that's the
right.
thing that you see in the way that she sort of winds up and just sort
Yeah.
of swoops in on him. It's
Ballsy.
like, yeah, I mean, it's like, you know,
This is why-
to use your word, Pamela, thirsty. Very thirsty.
So
This is why clowns
the
are scary, because
thirst.
when you get in clown makeup, you have anonymity and you
Yes.
feel you can do things that you wouldn't normally do. And this is why clowns scare
Yeah.
people, because when you get in clown makeup, you start going, hey, I could do that. And hence Laura totally like jumping Almanzo in public.
Right, there you go. And as she
Which she
runs
couldn't
away,
possibly do.
hi, Ma, she says to Caroline.
But also ballsy, because she just kissed this guy in front of everybody. You would
And was
think,
getting away with it.
and you would think maybe we don't tell Mother
Yeah,
that
right.
it is actually me.
Right.
I
Let
thought,
everybody
why
Because
is
somebody
she
else.
they
talking?
figured out Albert was there, but they never knew it was her. There's never an acknowledgement that it's Laura there in that costume.
No, I also like how they're like, "Where's Laura? I don't know." Do 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 do. I'm like, you don't know where your child is, and it's the circus that they've been working all week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what's
Sure.
the episode that we were so harsh on where
The
they're off
fair.
in
The fair.
the
fair.
meet at the fair.
Bingo.
Same idea. No one knows where the kid is.
No one cares. Let them do what they're gonna do. The fair.
Talk about free range.
Oh,
You're
my
right. So
God.
it totally good. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I wonder where Laura is. I don't know. Okay,
Yeah.
enjoy the show.
Well, have fun. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
So funny.
So after that little moment, we get Lucy Flippin gets a nice little moment where the clown, the sad
What did
clown
he do to her?
sneezes, or he
Oh,
did-
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
something.
there's a
and
clown
she's very
sneezes.
cute. Lucy was so cute.
know, she's the
in these
best.
things. I mean, just
She's
adorable.
the best.
So
Okay,
now
so
we
next-
have our moment. Now let's talk about this. Is now because we're just racing here.
I know.
Nels meets Annabelle in the wings before she goes
Yes.
on, and he's deep in thought. So what do we see here?
Well, we see. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. We see. He's introducing.
Yes,
Annabelle.
he's introducing her.
She's
Exactly.
the next act.
Annabelle and
There's-
company. He
Right.
introduces right.
And so he introduces her, and she has this actually quite comedic act, which is all about the fat lady trying to
get
get
on
on
the
the
high
high
wire.
wire, and all the little clowns trying to boost her up there, and it doesn't work because she's too big. Ha 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 ha! And that scene is over.
Yeah.
Is that what Mrs. Olsen says? Just act natural.
Yes.
They don't
So
know.
Mrs. Olson is in the stands, like, okay, just act natural. And thank God. She says, "Thank heaven, no one knows she's related to us." I mean, she's just.
Well,
oof, it
she's
is
so nervous spilling that. So she's spilling the tea on herself right there. Well, of course, the kids know. All right, so
Yeah, they
yes,
know,
Willie
'cause they were all
and
in the same room,
Nellie
right.
know.
So it's the end. It's the end of the act, and Nels is watching it. And
Right.
Nels then, at the end of the circus, makes an announcement, and he thanks the circus and for giving everyone so much joy and for making people so happy. And then he announces to everyone that, quote, "One of the people who made you happy is someone very close to my heart, my sister, Annabelle." And my favorite shot of the entire episode, we cut to Harriet, who practically collapses onto her seat. She's so in shock that he did this.
Yes.
I mean, and listen, she did it in a very honest. I mean, it's a very honest way. She wasn't
yeah,
doing
she
it for
goes for
comedic effect. It was really effective how she did it.
Yeah.
And of course, Annabelle comes out, and at first she's trepidatious, to say the least, about sort of forgiving and accepting Nels in this gesture. And then, boom, she gives him one of her famous hugs, and you can see the relationship is now being repaired. And like how we talked about in the beginning of the episode, Willie and Nellie are quite happy about this.
Yeah.
They're clapping and
Yeah.
cheering and all for it, which is, again,
Well,
sort of a surprising twist.
I think as we know our Dennis hit, Nels is normally the empathetic, supports the underdog kind of guy, and for him to be not acknowledged sister, it was sort of like, that's not like our father.
Yeah.
Usually we go for this sort
Right.
of thing. And then we get tired of Harriet and her antics, and the fact that it's made our mother mad. We're like, oh, cool, did it piss off?
Fascinating.
Was there any
And that's
do you have any recollection, Allison, of a conversation with Bill about this reaction, or was this just you just played this the way you chose to play it?
Kind of went with this. It was like, I don't know if in this, I think in the script script, it did say that Nellie and Willie were pleased as opposed to
Okay.
siding with her.
Okay.
But it was kind of like, okay, so, we're siding with, well, wait, that makes sense. Because by this point, Nellie had reached the eye roll stage where sometimes Harriet would do things and Nellie would go, what, mother? So she was already starting to get a little over it with the Harriet stuff, and they do love their paw.
Yeah.
But they also, for their paw to stand up, and also it's wild and crazy and ballsy that he's telling everyone. So they're like, yay, chaos going against the grain.
Interesting.
He's told her that everyone's going to freak out. We'll have lots to talk about at school. This is great. She's technically a celebrity.
That's right.
Fat or otherwise.
Well, that's why I think they're okay with it,
Woo-hoo.
because they can turn it so that like she's a big star.
She's
a
fit,
star.
and everybody loves her. They just did the circus. The whole audience, they dig her. So it's like, yeah, that's our aunt. Yeah, we're cool. And so that part's good. But then the fact that it does make their mother crazy is like, oh, good.
a bonus.
So
Interesting.
it's like, yay, we get away. It's like we get chaos, and Mom faints, and Bob makes. Dad did something cool for once. Yes,
Yeah.
all right then. So I think we think it's a great day.
And so I mean, and this is the moment, and so this is the big pullback, and the wonderful happy music, and the resolve fade to black, end of the
Done.
episode.
And you know what's interesting about this? It's a quick ending, right? Like there's no scene that they discuss. There's
Right.
no like
Right.
prolonged anything. It's like he does it, they hug, it's over, and we completely
Get it.
understand.
Yeah, we totally get it.
We don't
He's
need
laid it
anything
out,
more
yeah.
than that. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, my recovery time after watching this episode was a solid 10 minutes.
Really?
We were like,
Yeah, just really, really moved, really affected by this. I mean, again, part of it is the David Rose music, which is just so effective. I mean,
Yeah.
it just like boom gets
Yeah.
right
So
to your
emotional.
heart.
So emotional.
And it heightens the emotion for sure. But I also think it's because we love these actors so much. I mean, we love Nels so much, and we love the man who plays Nels so much, and we love this woman playing Annabelle. She's just so wonderful. She's in the vortex after this episode. We never
She's
see
on to the
her
next show.
again.
Yeah.
That's right. She's with the
legitimately,
circus.
with the circus is touring.
Yes,
she had to leave.
right.
But she did disappear.
But what a wonderful
She could've come
addition.
back.
She could have come back, man. What a wonderful
Christmas.
addition.
Yeah.
And just how they found this wonderful actor to play that part is just, once again, I'm astounded by the casting and the people that they find to do
I mean,
this.
This is, talk to Susan McRae. I mean, we need to have Susan on to talk about these
I
kinds
know.
of casting
There you
choices.
go. There you go.
This is she.
Yeah, because I
ran
wonder
there.
if they knew her too. I mean, I wonder if they knew of this. I wonder,
Right,
like,
because
how many
she's
women
done
did
so
they
many other
audition?
things, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, was there some crossover? Somebody worked with her on one of these other shows and went, "Oh my God, there's this woman."
She's
You
great.
got-
Yeah. No,
This is a good one, guys.
it is.
Oh.
It is a really good one, and it surprised me. My recollection of it, having just having been in it, all I really remember was Snippy
The
Kristy.
heat.
And I
Beautiful
knew
Snippy
what happened
Kristy.
in the episode.
Yeah.
But the emotional impact of it, seeing it now, all these years later, was much greater than when I saw it the first time.
Interesting.
Definitely. I remember the hot trapeze guy, but now I remember.
Well, that's because you guys were in it. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
you're concentrating on things like that. You're busy.
right? Because when you watch something back that you were in, you're not watching it from a viewer's perspective.
Right.
You remember everything that was going on during the scene, what was going on what you were thinking while you were filming it. Like, it's a completely different perspective.
Yeah.
So I guess it only took 50 years
Sure.
for you to realize. 47 years or whatever it is.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's a very affecting episode, and very, I think very, we've talked about it throughout the episode. It was ahead of its time in terms
Yeah.
of its
Really.
empathy and the way it chose to deal with the issue. This is the stuff that, this is the stuff over and over again that Michael believed in so much, and he got a wonderful script out of this writer Del Reisman, who who wrote this, who is credited as writing it. And, Michael rewrote everything, but not necessarily. I mean, sometimes it's a little rewrite, and sometimes it's added scenes. He would do all kinds of things, but he never took credits away from anybody. I mean, if someone had the assignment, they had the assignment, and they were getting the credit for the episode. So, but this is right in Michael's wheelhouse, this episode.
Dean, before we go, because I know we really should wrap up this episode, I just wanted to say, when you were talking about your sister, it made me think, oh my gosh, which is, I was horrifically bullied in the 5th grade because I got really chubby that year, and I was just very unhappy, and I sort of blew up, and I was horrifically bullied by this one boy in particular. Just life was a misery. It was just how badly I was bullied for my weight and my appearance. And I remember one time I was, something happened where I met his oldest sister, who was several years older than us. Like, we were like in 5th grade. She was an adult by this point, or, older teen or whatever it was. Right. And someone said, oh, that's his sister. And I went, are you kidding me? Because she was very obese.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, if he's doing this to me, I mean, my God. And I thought, what is he doing to her? And like, it added an entire element of like, what is going on in this household, and how he's transferring that to me. Yeah. And it's just, it's awful.
I'm going to give you one quick postscript on my sister.
Okay.
So she was a chubby little girl. By the time my sister was 12, she was an absolute knockout. And by the time, she's 4 years behind me in school. So she's in 8th grade when I'm a senior, and I'm walking along in my high school hallway, and junior high and high school are right next to each other in Piedmont, where I grew up. And I'm hearing people, my classmates, talking about my sister.
Saying
things about, have you seen her? And they didn't know she was my sister, but they knew they saw her. And, maybe they did know, because I'm hearing about, Meg Butler. They're talking about Meg Butler.
They figure it out.
And it was like, oh my God, talk about a first full circle moment. I was, humiliated by my sister, and then now I'm like deeply protective of her because because I'm seeing like the piranha are in the water.
Oh,
and right? So that was really
and not that you can't be a knockout if you are a bigger size. You absolutely
of course you can
be. But yes, I know what you're saying. Things change and develop, and you grow, and things
Meg grew
alter.
into herself. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, childhood is so
tough. Yeah.
Gosh.
So tough.
Oh, it's evil.
As we see, adulthood
good luck,
can
everybody.
Be tough too, wow.
Yes.
Well,
and on that note,
what an hour. Or
an
hour and 48
hour
minutes
and 45.
We've been here for days.
What is wrong with us? Oh my God.
God,
okay, I'm going to end this already. You guys, thank you so much for being here with us. We'll be back next time. In the meantime, like and subscribe, write us a great review, and join us on our socials, Little House 50, or our website, Little House 50 Podcast. Little House 50 Podcast. How do I mess that one up? Little House 50 Podcast, or littlehouse50podcast.com. And check us out in all of our events, and hopefully you'll see us really soon. And that is it for this week. Bob, get the wig. Let's fly with the circus. Who would you be? I would not be the stilts person.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be on the high wire either.
High wire?
Yeah.
I'd probably be a scary
a clown. That's it.
But I can fly here.